Today I'm going to show you some results from my VOLHARD'S puppy aptitude test that my puppies took just the other night around 8 weeks of age. The VOLHARD'S test contains a series of 10 different tests that we have put the puppies through individually. We're going to start with our first one, which is our social attraction and following test. In this test, what we're looking for is how the puppies engage with a complete stranger. So here we have our tester, Maddie. She's going to be encouraging the puppy to kind of somewhat follow her, and we're going to be grading the puppy on how they interact. Are they happy? Is the tail up? Are they wagging? Are they a little bit standoffish? You can see here Red is a prime example of a puppy that's very outgoing to meet people and to easily follow. Next up we have Orange. Again, he, like Red, greeted Maddie happily, tail wagging. He's also quite engaged with her, very friendly, wants to get closer, which is a great sign. Now we're going to do the following. Again, Orange may not be as quick and as drivey as Red is, but he's definitely engaged with Maddie and following her along. We have Yellow, who starts towards Maddie, but then realizes Wes, who he knows better, is off screen. But then Maddie can encourage us to come forward. So Yellow kind of grabs his bearings and makes his way to her. Not as quite as fast as Red, but still very happy to come to see her, tail wagging, tail up. On the follow, he's not as quick and as drivey as his two other brothers, but he's still engaging and still following with Maddie, with minor distractions. And here we have Pink with some encouragement. She makes her way towards Maddie. You'll know as she gets a little bit closer, her tail goes downward, showing a little bit of shyness, but she does recover well and come right into Maddie's space and is engaging and greeting her with tail wagging. On the follow, she starts off strong, following Maddie, engaging with her, but you'll see here as Maddie turns around, she has a different agenda and decides that she's going to be an independent woman and go explore the area on her own. Next up we have Purple. As you'll see, very much like Red, she's very eager to greet Maddie, coming right into her space, tail wagging, showing little to no shyness. And even with Maddie leaning over her, she doesn't feel any pressure. She's still happy to be there. On the follow, the behavior is very similar. She's engaged, she's moving with Maddie. She's keeping right up beside her and engaged on the entire follow. We have the restraint test, which we will put the puppies on their back and we will gauge on their reaction. So we're looking for wiggling, biting, if they're getting upset about it, how they're handling it. As you can see, Red here is pretty middle of the road. Although he's nibbling on Maddie's fingers, there's not a ton of noise that's coming out of him. He's not absolutely thrilled about being on his back, but he's handling it well. And here we have Orange. Orange is putting up a little bit more of a fuss than what Red did. More kicking, squawking, mouthing. He's definitely not a fan of this position, and he's being very clear on letting Maddie know that. And with Yellow, although he wasn't as wiggly and as mouthing as Orange was, he was tend to be a little bit more vocal. But still, he wasn't absolutely disliking this position. There was a little bit of fight, but not too much. And with Pink, she actually surprised us, as we were expecting quite a fight, but she gave us the opposite behavior. She was very calm and very cool about being on her back, still kind of engaged with Maddie. Purple was very similar. Again, more calmer, less mouthing, less squawking, less wiggling, more apt to just kind of lay there and wait it out. And in this next clip, you'll see that we're going to be doing elevation dominance. What we're doing is just lightly holding the puppies above and seeing how they react. Red threw an enormous fit and was very, very displeased that Maddie should hold him in one position when he just wants to run and explore the world. How dare she? Then we have Orange, who looks like he's not related to Red whatsoever. Very happy to just chill and check out the sights. Like, thanks, Maddie. I can see better from here. I really appreciate that. And then you'll see Yellow, very similar to Orange. Happy to just lay there, look around, relax, chilled, not worried at all. And a little bit of a turn of events with the girls, who are a little bit closer to Red. Not thrilled about being held above and in one place. You can see Pink throwing a little bit of a fit, wiggling and trying to get away. Coming up with Purple, who was equally as displeased as Red. and definitely doing some helicopter maneuvers to really show that she does not want to be held, especially not like that. And here we're going to have our sight sensitivity test, where Maddie's going to drag a piece of fabric along the ground and see how the dogs react. Here you're going to see a lot of prey drive, a lot of engagement from Red. He would probably be thrilled to play all day with this. There's a lot of play drive with this puppy. A great sign of a great performance dog. Then you'll see Orange, again, engaged, chasing, a little bit of prey drive, but you're not seeing quite the tenacity that Red had, but still great engagement with the toy. Definitely workable. And here we have Yellow. You can see right off the cuff he's interested in the toy. He spotted it coming down. He's chasing it with a little more tenacity than his brother Orange, but not quite as much as his brother Red, but definitely engaged the entire time. A great dog with great prey drive. Here we have Pink, not nearly as engaged as her brothers, but still following. The interesting thing about Pink that we found is that instead of chasing the toy, oftentimes she would opt to just stand over it and almost guard it from anybody else.
There we go.
Different kind of behavior for sure.
She's definitely more cautious than her brothers.
And here we will have Purple. You'll see right out of the gate, she's showing that tenacity and prey drive, very similar to what we saw earlier with Red. Great toy drive, very interested and engaged.
Fancy. Points for creativity.
And is excited to be there chasing that sight. Here we have our second last test called the stability test. What we're going to do is just open up the umbrella and watch how the puppy reacts. Here you can see with Red. Red did not care, even the slightest. He was not fazed whatsoever, which is a great sign for a young puppy. Lots of confidence. Here we have Orange. On the contrary, when opened, he a little bit spooked and then disengages and wanders off. So, very different reaction than his brother. He's like, I hate you and your stupid umbrella. And here we have Yellow. As we waited for him to finish itching, open. You can see it comes right in, very little fear. Curiosity mostly from him. Maddie lets him sniff it to let him know that there's nothing to be afraid of. With Pink, she had other things on her mind. She reminds me so much of her mother, how she has other things that she would rather do than pay attention to Maddie's stupid umbrella. And lastly, here we have Purple. She was probably the most fearful, but you can see she thinks about it, comes in, and still investigates. Great recovery on this young puppy.
The paper eats.
Here's our final test. This is the sound sensitivity test, where you can see Wes on the right is going to drop a bowl. It's going to make noise, and we're going to watch how the puppies engage. Again, Red, like most things, has zero to little reaction and fear. Here we have Orange. Again, very much like the umbrella, a little bit spooked, disengages, but in this time he comes back and inspects the sound. Here we have Yellow. Once the bowls drop, zero reaction out of this puppy. In fact, he's probably more upset that there's no snacks in that bowl. Way to rip him off, Wes.
I got ripped off.
Here is Pink. Pink, you'll see a common pattern. Here we go. Sound is dropped. She says, I don't want to be part of this. I want to explore my own because I'm an independent woman and I like to do things on my time. Here we have Purple. Sound drop. Complete curiosity runs towards it. No fear as far. And although this isn't part of the VOLHARD testing, the puppies got to meet Lexi, the boxer, who has a fantastic temperament, and we wanted to watch how they engaged with her. In this little test, Red was very confident and pretty much got right into her space. Orange and Yellow stood a little bit back and monitored, and the girls pretty much did what the girls did, and that was antagonize everybody to get involved. So that's an overall summary of the VOLHARD aptitude testing that we do for puppies. Again, it's a great tool for breeders to use to grade their litter, just to see what kind of personalities and temperament these puppies could potentially have as adults. Great tool to be able to use to place our dogs into really appropriate homes and just overall to give better knowledge on the litters that we're producing. So thanks for watching. I will have more information on the VOLHARD test in my description, and if anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help. For the meantime, here's some cute ass beagle puppies playing with a boxer. Thanks for watching.